It's building up to the drop. It's like... Hello friends and welcome back to yet another reaction analysis video. Today we got something special for you because many of you in the comments have been asking for one certain review, and that is on Nainoa Langer. If you're new to the series, my name is Florian, I'm a video editor, filmmaker from Germany, and in this series I'm analyzing some of your favorite creators' videos so that you can learn something about their techniques and improve your editing. So let's jump over to the computer, look at Nainoa's video. If you don't know who he is, then you're certainly missing out because to my knowledge he's one of the best video creators on YouTube. And he's especially been doing a lot of projects for beautiful destinations, such as this one which is called Follow Your Stoke number 5. Let's look at this one.
Okay. Bye baby. Bye.
This video starts with a little bit of a longer intro in which he's on the phone with his mom, and then it goes to black and you just see the silhouette, which is super nice. He just has a light source in the back and then everything is completely black and the light is coming from behind him, and then that fades into here, this situation where it's also just black and white. And I think this is the DJ Zed standing here. He made a super cool video together with him also. One thing that I usually say in these reviews is that you need to really get a feel for the music and make the edit fit to the music. And here in the beginning it's a very dreamy and thoughtful part of the music. So the first couple of shots were slow motion, not a lot of movement. Then here the music's rising a little and this time-lapse is super nice. So here you saw in the middle of the time-lapse the car suddenly started moving faster. It was a time-lapse already, but then he speed ramped it. All the while it's slowly zooming in. So he did the speed ramping first. If I would do it in Premiere, I would nest the clip and then over that I would make the slow zooming. Then he uses a lot of ambient sounds, and out of that clip it goes into a super cool drone shot. Listen to the background noise. Did you hear the birds? The water crushing. Everything's super smooth. This one here is a drone flying forwards, but he lets the clip run backwards. Water's going up. This one also pretty cool. Here you see first it's very zoomed out, and then he has this vertigo effect where you see that the background is going further away while he is coming closer. Do you see that? It's difficult to describe, but you see it, right? And then here you see that it's a mirror edging for the zoom transition that goes in the next shot. Here again another shot that is reversed, and what is super nice that you actually here see the snowflakes, or is it actually rain? I can't really tell, falling down. Here he's adding a lot of shots that have a similar motion. So from here tilting upwards, and then he speed ramps out of the clip and it continues the movement upwards. Here you see that he uses some edge mirroring so that it actually can continue the movement upwards, although he didn't film that much. And the same goes on here, so that then he tilts up, zooms out. So he zooms out from this shot into this one, the hyperlapse backwards through this gate here. And that's always super cool if you make a hyperlapse through something. And then here you see for a few frames it's mirrored, and then it's a directional blur to the right. And then here you see one frame where it's half for the next shot, and then here it wipes in another hyperlapse, and this one's not moving backwards but it's moving to the left. Super cool. So this one was also pretty epic. So here you think, okay, this actually looks like he's standing here at night. But what he just did, that this is simply a shot at night that you see in the background here. And then this part here is not from that actual point in time. It's this one. This actually looks like it's a real shot and the real lighting situation. And what he simply did is he masked it out, and then he just turned down the exposure so far that it looked dark, and then he slowly fades it in. Super cool. Him and Sam Calder. This one was pretty sick. What he's matching here is that the road is perfectly fitting into the gap of the houses. And then he fades the first shot out and fades the second shot in. Super cool transition. A backflip may never miss. Here, this one's also pretty cool. I don't exactly know how he did that. It doesn't really look like a real shot. It looked like some sort of a animation, while this is actually real footage. You see all the people walking here? No idea how he did that. Pretty cool transition though. Couple super nice shots here. This one, drone slowly flying backwards, and you see it's fast forwarded a lot because the people here are moving very quickly. A few very fast cuts. And to the music now getting more powerful, he adds these couple of shots in slow motion, looks like 120 frames per second, but really epic, like something like this. Here you have this moment in the music where it's building up to the drop. It's like, and then it's like rising from the dark here. It's building up a lot of tension, so that now must come like a really big drop in the music, and then it's probably gonna get super fast. Super cool zoom in, another hyperlapse. Some time lapses. Drop in the music. Super cool. Okay, so what he did here is super interesting. He's adding a lot of hyperlapses behind each other. Probably he took them straight, but then he scaled them up so much that afterwards he's slowly rotating them like this, and all of them. So do you see this one here? I would assume he shot it straight and afterwards in post rotated it. And then here you see it zooms out into the next hyperlapse and does the exact same thing. And then here you see 1 or 2 frames where it's here fading out, and here comes in the second one. And he continues making the camera move like this. Another one, and 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 another one. And that's what he's absolutely crazy at, and matching them perfectly to each other. And also what I want you to pay attention here is that in this one, for example, you look at this exact spot here, because this is most interesting. And then in the next one, exactly there is that center of attention again. So these hyperlapses fit so well together simply because you look at the exact same spot. And also if you look at the blur here, the blur points at exactly this spot. So he's really intentional about where your focus of the eye goes, and then perfectly matches those hyperlapse behind each other. It's the same here. You look at that clock tower, then here you actually see a fade, and then you look at that exact spot again, and again, and again. And then here, super crazy, a lot of shots of doors, super fast edited together. How I would shoot those is with a gimbal going either towards the door or back from the door, and then add them so quickly behind each other. It's like 10 or 12 different ones, and it goes so fast. And it all continues one long motion backwards. And then I guess here the classical feet dangling out of helicopter shots, they may never miss. And of course, cliff jumping and backflips. That kind of reminds me of the cliche travel video that I analyzed 2 weeks ago. Check that one up here. Here's like a solid beat in the music, and he's paying a lot of attention to cut on the beat. Absolutely cool footage. Also the underwater footage looks super crisp. Then here he has a wiping transition, something is going in front of the camera, and then he switches scenes here. This one is really interesting because you see he's in normal speed while everyone else here is in the time-lapse. So he probably recorded this shot stationary on a tripod, and then he masked it out, and this is running in real time. This one is running as a time-lapse, and then in addition he's slowly zooming out of it. Pretty cool. Drone clip flying backwards, then a little zoom transition back out. This was a pretty epic transition. So here he's perfectly matching the face in the shot before with the face that is being drawn by the painter here. He puts it perfectly on top, and the shot here is even reversed. Did you hear the moment that she's turning? There's a matching sound effect like a whoosh. And the motion continues rotation in that direction. Super cool shot. Nice sun flares. Super cool shot here with a very dark silhouette. Reminds me of the very beginning of the video. And then of course very nice blurry background bokeh. Super cool drone shot.
Just stay grounded, you know.
Here another time lapse, and then slowly zooms back. And then here, just if you look at this, it starts when the sky is still very dark, and then it turns into complete brightness. So that means that this time lapse at least ran for like an hour or so. And then here for a couple of frames it fades to white and then goes into snow. Some more time lapse. This one is really cool. To make that look like this and to get this bright of an aurora, that's not a video time lapse, it's a photo time lapse. So he took a lot of individual pictures here over a longer period of time with a longer exposure. That's the only way that he gets everything here to be so bright and the stars all here. And then he edited the images and brought them in as a video sequence. And same thing here, same thing here. This was super cool. If you listen to it, like there's a whoosh, like a fireball sound, and matches to the explosion at the concert. It's very slow motion. Some speed ramping, first shot to the next one. Nice separation from the background, so you really only focus on his face and you don't get any distracting elements in the background. Super epic drone shot. Of course, that may never miss. Some sand in the hand. I'm not exactly sure. Are these feet actually in that shot? While he's flying backwards, he's tilting up the gimbal. As that happens, he's speed ramping out of the clip. Another time lapse, another cool time lapse. Rotating drone shot, goes into another rotation shot, and then here's something really crazy. He did some sort of mirroring where he had two shots, and then he must have faded it very well here in the sky so that you don't even see the transition between the two shots. The second shot is rotated on top. And here really awesome, the moment that the drop comes is when the firework bursts. If you have any sort of impact in your footage, so like for example in this moment where he jumps and then lands on the ground, if you put that one on the beat, that makes it so much nicer to watch. Again here, the moment that she's doing the hit is directly on the beat. Again, the firework on the beat. Again, another hyperlapse. This one is a really cool shot. So he's jumping right before the camera, and then they use that as a transition into a waterfall. That was a really cool transition. I really like this one. again, he lands on the water on the beat. The typical macro close-up eye shot that may never miss in any travel video. He perfectly matched the sun on the pupil and fades it out. Pretty cool. He moves out of this shot trying to follow the bird, and then the motion blur he's using to cut to the next shot, and that is a lot of birds flying away. That fits so perfectly together here. It's a very short moment where you don't really see anything, making a few glitch effects here and here again. Super epic shot. And now the music is over the fastest part. Really nice color grading here, very intense colors. And I mean, that is just sick imagery to look at. It's perfect timing here to shoot that at golden hour and then have the nice sun flare half an hour before the sun goes down. Makes your footage look so much nicer. You have these very nice warm tones, and then it fades out with him closing the story and then closing the cover on the beat. That was a really nice video. I hope you learned something in today's analysis. If you enjoyed that, then over there you find a playlist with lots more of those analysis. If you have a favorite creator that you would like me to analyze, leave a comment down below, and I'd say until next time.